Hey y'all, please forgive me for being winded as I talk to you about breathing. I've been running all over the place, but I just had a question pop up on my YouTube and I really want to answer it now because it's a good question. And it's a question I get a lot. And the question is, can you recommend a book that helped you with breathing? And yes and no. So I've been studying breath work in various forms like Qigong, breathing coordination, etc., since I was 17 years old. So it's been a couple decades. I pull from a lot of resources when I teach breathing. But I do recommend Breath by James Nestor. It's probably gonna be turned around, put it on the screen. It's a great book in that it's not a how-to book, but it's an easy read. And I think it speaks to something that a lot of voice teachers and singers get wrong about breathing, and that is, it's the fact that this is a respiratory physiological technology. What I mean by that is, most voice teachers in my experience who teach breathing, if they teach breathing at all, because some don't, they discover a way of breathing that works for them and subsequently declare this is the way. Everybody needs to do exactly this. And that's just not the reality of the human body, human experience, or even the science of breath. And what I like about Breath by James Nestor is he speaks to the fact that context matters. And we can wield and harness this technology for various purposes. The ideal way to breathe, to meditate, is not necessarily the ideal way to deep sea dive. There's an ideal way if you're doing capoeira or in a boxing match, or if you're doing gymnastics versus if you're singing an aria. So instead of getting into this right, wrong, I'd rather think of it as this and that. So what I try to do with my students is I try to encourage a welcoming of the nuance and intricacy that is the human body and how everything affects it. I am working on a book. Yeah, that book that I mentioned like 4 or 5 years ago. Writing books is hard, y'all. I really am writing it though, and it's almost done. Part of why it's been so slow going is because I really want to concisely as possible, break down this intricacy and nuance. But I'll put it to you this way. The way that I would work with someone who's suffering from long COVID is not the same way that I would work with a very healthy, elite opera singer. So it's not that one is right and one is wrong, but the needs are different. And even amongst the same type of singer, even among gospel singers, amongst opera singers, whatever, individual needs will vary depending on that unique person. So all that to say, there is no singular way. I can't say do this. There are certain principles that are generally true. Like you want a breath that is full-bodied, generally. You want to allow as much as possible, but unless you're trying to do some kind of strengthening. But see, there's different, there's nuance to it. But all that to say, check out Breath by James Nestor. He gets my seal of approval. And join my Patreon where I break stuff down in small doses. And I try to help you become your own teacher by listening to your body and kind of learn that the ultimate teacher is you. Oh, that sounds deep, but it's also true. So enjoy your Sunday, folks. I just wanted to chat with you. Bye.